Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's From Boxes to Butterflies. This is after a couple of weeks of hiatus because I got to go on a wonderful trip to Southern Cal for a book signing and spend some time with my closest sister. So it was an amazing time. I absolutely loved it. As I normally do, I want to touch base on a couple of announcements before I bring up my amazing guest today. Um, First off, just make sure you check in on those around you because you may have had somebody, somebody who's had a hard time, something's happened, then oftentimes they still have to deal with it, even though over time we kind of think they're okay. So just make sure you check in on people around you. There's some amazing people, and they don't always show that they need support. Uh, I love to do my sponsors. Level Up Academy, my dear sister CJ, Dr. Constance Leland. What can I say? She and I do so much. I love it, and she's the publicity queen. So I put these up here because this is how I got into some of these magazines. Was her ability for publicity. Remember, Level Up Academy. It's not just teaching; it's teaching across platforms. And that includes TV, live stream, podcasts, classroom, so many areas. Then I like to highlight the Hounds of Business community and Mike Ashbranner, its leader. Here's a chance where a group of individuals, most of us solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, get together, and it's a chance to have a community to bounce ideas, to find ways to collaborate. And so if you're really interested in joining, getting more information, please reach out to the Hounds of Business and reach out to Mike Ashbrainer. Then I'm going to get into books, and this is going to lead us right into today's guest as well. I want to start off with our author's call. So Level Up Academy, CJ and I were running, managing, leading anthologies. This is our third one this year. Rebel with a Cause. Take a look at it. It's that point where you're doing something different. The goal is to inspire, empower, and ignite passion in others to make a difference. Because the authors who are going to join this, they've made that difference. And this is their story of how they did it, how they were a rebel with a cause to really make something happen. Click on the QR code, scan that QR code, check it out. The author's call, it's open now. And on the 1st of August, it will close as we go into the writing period. And anybody who has worked with us on an anthology knows we can do them quick, but we have you the whole way. We're there for the editing, for the walking you through how to write your anthology, how to write your chapter. So if you have questions, if you're worried about how to do this, contact CJ, Dr. Constance Leland, contact me. Let's have a conversation and show you how this can be a really fun experience. And most of those who have done it with us, they continue on to the next one and the next one. Another way to get into our anthologies is our book club that we just started. So Level Up Academy Book Club, it's a way to help people in groups. So it's not just individuals, it's groups. And we have classes once a month. We have a Zoom chat once a month, a chance to ask us questions about the class and other aspects of the writing. As this graphic shows, we'll talk about different topics. The classes will cover different topics. And after 10 months, if you stay with us for 10 months, it will get you an entry into one of our anthologies, a free entry. So the book club itself is $50 a month. classes, instruction. You're working with us, and at the end of it, a free entry into another anthology. And that's, if you've got questions about why I talk about writing in anthologies, well, this is part of it. The anthology that we just completed, Moving Beyond Boxes, The Journey to Self-Discovery, where our authors, it was that journey of how they found themselves and moved beyond whatever it was that was holding them back. My whole theme, everything I talk about, is move beyond boxes and shine. And that just fits everything. My Armor of God series, it's the same thing. It really fits that same focus. A main character who moved beyond the boxes everybody put him in to ultimately shine. Then leading into bringing up my guest, we're in the midst of the 50 inspirational connections on LinkedIn. This is the second year for this. CJ created this last summer, started it, and this year we have 4 ambassadors with her. I'm one of the ambassadors, Danielle, Kinga, and the LinkedIn audio godfather, Eny. It's been amazing to have our audio rooms for this, to see everybody who has come in, who signed up for it. I know the announcements just went out to the 50 of who they were. They're in the midst of doing their videos. And if you are one of them that's in the 50 and you have not done your video yet, it is due in a few days. If you haven't received the email, but you know you're in the 50, then contact CJ. We need those videos because this is your story. This is your time to shine. But now, because it's just too much fun, I wanted to get through these because, to have the LinkedIn audio godfather here on a live stream, no less. But I'm just gonna bring Eny up, and it's our chance to get to know Eny. And please be sure to ask questions in the comments. Hi, Eny.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
It's a day. It's always fantastic days. People ask me how are you. I have great days. I feel blessed that way. A couple of meetings, productive ones. They seem to be going. They've gone well. So, and I'm here with you. So, what can go wrong, right? You know.
Exactly. I've been looking for this because we I think we had our first conversation at some point last year,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like LinkedIn. You get that chance to talk with somebody, and then you start cross paths, but um, the conversations aren't always happening. Everybody's different. Everybody's busy. But then CJ basically brought us right back together again with this 50 inspirational. And it really was wonderful having you as an ambassador and being there in the audio rooms, because I know that's your bailiwick in a way. Uh,
That's my thing. I agree.
but I want to start off with a chance for you to just kind of give people a little bit more information about you. Let them get to know you a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
who is Eny,
Of
and what
of
are you
course.
doing?
Who am I? Who am I? Great question. Look, before I start, and I say I will, and I say I want to build on, how you started. So I remember seeing you last year, out of nowhere, and then I saw you, with Paul Dash a few times. Yeah, in your audio room. So and then suddenly, I've watched as you've just grown more and more famous. Now, it's my sort of language, right? To doing the books now, amazing, amazing. You truly, you have. excelled beyond even my what I thought was possible. I mean that sincerely, not really.
Oh, thank
I
you.
said when we were talking this time last year, I think they said now you're just thinking of doing something, writing your first book. I think.
Yeah,
You know,
I had the one book. It was traditionally published, so it was in the process, and then I just hit the point where I got tired of waiting for the publishing process to try and find somebody, and it's like I just want to publish it because it just needs to get out there, and then it will do what it will do. But then
mhm.
I don't have to think about it anymore. I can work on the next thing.
Yeah, well, it's worked. I mean, it's clearly worked. And I say now you today, say now you're on several books down the line now, and I think the anthologies are a great way to elevate people and having to tell stories that I always say we can tell stories by ourselves, right? We can always tell our stories.
Hmm.
Everything is so much more. It's so much richer, more meaningful, more impactful when we club together. That's a group of us telling our stories. That's what anthologies really are for me, anyway. So now, I have just published my anthology. I pressed go today. So
Oh, awesome.
I don't like to publish things until my launch date. But hey, at least now it's live. Now, for those who are watching, so I see you all here. I see my friends who are here. I have made sure I've overpriced the book now. I don't want you to buy it. Don't buy it. Wait until my launch date. Well, I'll probably make it $1. I think Amazon said that I'll make it $2, right? Wait till that day. Otherwise, I'll try and just make sure no one buys it until the day comes, right? So the anthology is it's a big thing for me. I think that first book you get published in is always a great thing, right?
It is.
Groundbreaking. This is my first time being published. Of course, I help people to publish their books, and I will help them to sell their books. What do I really do? Yeah, okay. So I make people seen and heard. I say, I always say I make you famous, right? And then I really, then deep down, I think, Susannah, the real me is helping people to dream and realize that they can dream. So I've had two meetings today, and you'd be amazed what people do that no one knows, right? People do amazing things, and we just don't know because they keep quiet or they keep it. I don't know whether they're shy or they just don't believe in themselves enough to think it's them to do it. It's and I find myself increasingly telling people you can, you are going to do it. Yes, I'll support you to make sure that you are that person. Because I truly believe we all have a gift, a unique gift, whatever that is, right? It's for us to find that gift and live it. 'Cause otherwise the alternative of us dying with the gift that we're given, it petrifies me, to be fair, right? That's really the word for it. I think it would be such a loss. So I find myself pushing people constantly to dare to dream, dare to do it. Actually do it. Do it. So and that's probably where I spend most of my energies these days. Of course, I do audio rooms, I do live streams like these, and I just have general fun, right? I'm just having fun, doing great days. It's a wonderful life.
Yeah, I can tell the fun. I see it just within those audio rooms when I pop in and you're in there, and I can tell there's a certain draw to the audio rooms. And that's something that I'd love for you to share a little bit more about, because I know I've heard you talk about this before. What is it about the audio rooms? Because I feel like maybe there's something that you kind of see those above everything else. What is it about those audio rooms that really
I, I
pulls you
love
in?
I love that. I love the question. I could talk about this all day. No, look, I think on one level, the audio events have changed social media. I loathed and I hated probably a big and a strong word, but I didn't enjoy the days where we were just posting. I'm talking literally up until 2 years ago.
Right.
LinkedIn didn't have audio, right? Twitter Spaces came in just about a year before that. I thought Clubhouse has been there since, for another like, couple of years before, right? But I think that audio rooms have changed social media marketing entirely. So before the audio events, which fuels live streams like these, for example, right? No one knew who it was, and no one cared. No one cared. They just didn't know we were there. We posted, we posted, we posted, we posted. We posted blogs, we posted stories, we posted everything, right? No one cared. And that's the reality. Whereas the audio events have changed all that. Again, so I'm blessed to meet people who a year ago they just weren't heard. So I love that magic of audio rooms. I love the fact that now we can be heard, we can be seen, which is the essence of business, really. If no one hears, no one sees you, no one really knows you. If no one knows you, they can never buy from. They can never, you can't. It's not about. It's not the buying side. We're here to help people, right? But unless they trust us, we can't help anyone, and that's probably what got me into marketing in the first place. So to find this vehicle that instantly elevates everyone to a status of we see you, we hear you, you can impact the world. That I just find that so magical. So I might say part of that experience is seeing people transform. That when they truly become believers in themselves, then that's a joy for me. I see them truly become, their own fan club, their own. It's not just advocates. When they truly find their voice, it's almost spiritual, really. It really is that on that sort of level for me, where I think, it changes people, it changes our society, it changes everything, literally everything. That's why I love Woodrow so much. Again, I've seen our friends in the comments. No one heard of Ollie a couple of years ago. No one knew Ollie was there, and Ollie was trying. God, Will were. Whereas now everyone knows Ollie and everyone loves Ollie. So that's what audience can do for you. That's
Yeah.
enjoy.
And that's I know everything you said about those, the way that it's changed, because I remember the beginning of LinkedIn, and because I was there, and it was really hard for me to get into it because I'm very much not good at sticking in a box. And that's when somebody tells me that, yeah, you have to be on LinkedIn, you can only talk business, you can only be one or two things, and that's it. And that's all you can talk about because that's what you have to be the specialization at. I just kind of, it was just someplace to collect names, is kind of what it felt like. And then when I did my own reinvention and went into 2022 with the idea that I'm going to do things differently, I'm tired of boxes, time to move beyond those boxes. I noticed a difference just within LinkedIn itself, not even knowing the audio rooms at that point, because I was seeing posts that were more personal, seeing the LinkedIn police commenting about this is not Facebook, this is not Facebook. And yet every one of those people who are posting this stuff are like, this is business, this is personal, and this is business. And now I feel like the audio rooms are just taking that to a new level.
Yeah, no. So I think that the beauty is that we're all part of the creation. And I think that there is that mix that you mentioned, which is people have always separated business from the personal life, the real life. I don't understand how you can separate business from who you are really. So the audio rooms again it's giving us a true chance to be ourselves. You can't. Of course, some people will still harass us about what we can talk about in audio rooms. I don't listen to any of them. I set out to bring topics that some may least expect. Because everyone on LinkedIn is human. If you're not human, you can't be on LinkedIn, right? You have
No.
to be a real person with a name and a picture for LinkedIn to actually have you, be there at all. So everything that affects people, everything that's personal affects all of us. And I delight in bringing those almost odd things that they don't sound business related, but they are business. Of course, it's someone's business, right? And also it's people's problems that we're here to solve. So the audio rooms, so they have. I can't thank the world enough for giving me something I've always craved. That's probably what it is, right? So before the audio rooms, everyone was in a box or another, right? You could do a search, you can find them based on criteria, the job title, the
Right.
location, the industry, and so on and so forth, right? Now, so audio rooms to change all that, where now they're real people. Just come and be yourself. And we have events. If you come along, if you're interested in the topic, come along. We're happy. We would love to hear from you. So to hear your thoughts. No matter how out there they are. It's liberating, empowering, and just I could wax lyrical about this all day, Susannah. Really, you know, I feel so blessed to have found this medium that has. So my dream when I came to marketing was how to showcase those doing great things. And I say that so. Of course, the posts still work for some. The posts work for certain sectors. I do marketing for. The posts work for construction. The posts work for product companies. But people like us, the posts they've never worked because, as you say, the platforms choose whether we're going to get seen or not. Whereas audio takes all the algorithm thing out of the equation. If I want to invite people to my room, I can invite them. If they want to come, they come, right? When they come, there's nothing between us talking in real time. And that's remarkable. Truly.
And,
It's,
well, yeah, even more so than what we're doing right now, because like
yeah,
we can see the comments, and I try to get the comments in so that I've got everybody part of it, and everybody can ask questions.
yeah,
It's a great way to do this. But I see the pluses and the minuses for everything. For some
mm,
reason, I get to see that. And so on the audio rooms, you've got, just like you said, it's that ability to have a real life conversation, and then just to make sure that it stays within the parameters of that conversation, so everybody does get that opportunity to share
yeah,
and
yeah.
feel like they're being heard.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people, of course, there's always those who will push the boundaries. And what can we say? Again, I think a part of the joy is the communities we build in audio events. You do end up building real friends that then become, real friends. Connections become friends, and they become real friends. And I see more and more these days. I think a lot of people in the audience, they're doing gatekeeping for us,
Hmm.
where they will protect us if something is going awry. Sometimes so of course, when we host rooms, we don't see many things because we're just focused on making sure the room works for the audience, right?
Right.
But some people, there's many people who are looking out for, and they want to protect their friends who are trying to help. That way, when those people come to hijack rooms, I call them hijackers. I really do. They find a way to jump in before they really get going. And over time, I guess I've seen, what happens is that those with negative intent, they get pushed out in the end. But no, they work their way out of our communities. I say, thank goodness. you know, it makes space for more decent people who actually want to be part of our tribe. So then it's never before have those words been true. Have been more true than they are now. That's so every day I live is, it's like, wow, I get to live this life. I'm sure you
Uh-huh.
think the same too. Yeah, I hope you think the same too, Susanna. Really.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so important to make sure everybody has that, and that's why I like to see, sometimes just hop into a room to see how it's run.
Hmm.
And I'm more, like I told CJ this morning. Yeah, I think because I'm around her so much, that extrovert is coming out a little bit more.
Hmm.
But the introvert in me, when in some of those rooms, when somebody does that takeover,
Hmm.
or it feels like you're ready to answer the question. You've got your answer, you get on stage, and then it goes in a totally different direction, and you're like, I don't feel like I can do this anymore, because what I have is like 5 minutes ago, because it takes that long to get on stage sometimes.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, of course, now the busier rooms are busier, right?
Well,
And it's I suppose again, we can always bring the conversation back to where we want to be. Are you with me?
exactly.
I was in a room last night, and I think someone came on stage, and I think they messaged me to say what I was going to say was relevant 5 minutes ago. I'm saying, still say it. It's
Uh-huh.
really important to you. Still say it, because either we're going to engage with it or we're not going to engage with it. But it's still worth saying. It's mainly because whatever you're thinking, someone else is thinking it too.
Right.
So we might as well try to give air, give space to different viewpoints. That way, people know that they're not alone. Again, when I say this is quite spiritual, that's what I mean, right? And I think all sharing our unique perspectives is part of the breaking free of the boxes that people put us in. It's part of truly being ourselves. That's part of the experience I truly love.
Yeah. You want to take a shot at Jason's question?
Uh, it's this is the conundrum for audio room hosts. I said I may say we're learning, Jason, for sure, right? We're learning slowly but surely. The easiest thing is to set the rules at the beginning of the room, right? Here's the rules. You get 2 minutes, and then if you go beyond that, then you know we'll stop you, so to speak, right? And you must keep on topic. And again, you might see people coming out with more controlled or more controlling strategies. Now, because audio rooms, it's an event, and there's strategies for everything, right?
Oh yeah.
So on the time thing, it depends what someone's talking about, really. If someone is struggling or suffering, or talking about what's what I'm looking for, expressing something emotional, you're allowed to stop them. You really are allowed to stop them. They have to give you the space to stop them. And then, but of course, there's a limit beyond 4 minutes, 5 minutes, where you say, "Okay, I really must do something." And we have seen. I use simple tricks. I would tend to unmute my mic, and increasingly, I make louder and louder noises. And meanwhile, I don't think that it's just you thinking it. I think that someone's hijacked our show, right? Because other people are thinking it too. So now what we get in the background, Jason, is DMs from everyone going, stop there, stop there. We're like, you say something, you feel free, right? I was noticing my host last night. I'm like, you say something, cough, do something, you know. So
Exactly.
we do try not to be rude, because no one wants to come across as rude, but maybe now increasingly the audience will realize that there is etiquette.
Hmm.
There's basic manners, which means you can't just talk for 10 minutes. And now, if you want to talk for 10 minutes, go and do your own show. So
Exactly.
so we're very subtle, Jason. We try, right? When you're in the hot seat yourself, then you suddenly see the dilemmas that we have. There's many other things, like keeping to time, for example, and keeping time for the event is the hardest thing. If they want to come and speak, what
Yeah.
do you do? Do you say we're going to end dead on time? That sounds like the thing to do, because everyone's got things to do, and I get it, right? But in reality, we're there for different reasons. Us hosts who say come and talk, we'll let you talk because we want you to talk. The hosts who are here for helping people, for business, in other words, right? They think the next person could be my best customer ever. So they'll bring them up, even though we've gone past time. So there's different ways that we think. That's why we do what we do. I
Right.
think appreciate each person's way of doing things and support that as best you can. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think I've kind of falling into, I like the way CJ's doing her rooms,
Hmm.
because it's, she only brings up one person at a
Hmm.
time. And that way they really do get all the visibility.
Yeah.
They get that chance to talk. And then when they hit that point, um, she has her ways of doing it. But once they're done too, it's like back to the audience.
Yeah.
Don't hang out on stage,
Comment,
because,
add in more comments as you go.
well, or just sitting there on
Hmm.
stage,
Hmm.
like you don't, it's like you don't know what to do. You're just sitting there and you're not contributing.
Hmm.
You've had your conversation, so just it keeps a flow. And
Yeah, no, CJ is very, she's brilliant in the way she does hers, right?
yeah,
It is, it's a model. It is the bring them up one at a time. That you say, again, something like we've learned recently does work. There's an effect when you have everyone on stage. They feed off each other, and they feel they need to be seen and heard all the way through. So when I said there's different models that we can learn, I mean, there's worse models. There's conversations that almost have no focus. They're the ones that drive me crazy. But it's not my room, so I just sit back. I can't just John. I can listen to audio rooms. So most I like to listen to radio. I would like bits of it. I want to enjoy other bits, right? And so where there's no focus to the conversation, I just learn that's their thing, right? So let them be. They will encourage random conversations, which is fine. That's the model, right? So Dr.
yep,
CJ is very focused. Here's the question, answer the question, and if you want to elaborate, feel free. Otherwise, you can go off stage again. It works, and we do leave on time within reason. No, we'll learn we'll learn more and more as time goes on.
yeah, and it's been fun seeing how this is all morphed.
Mm, mm, mm.
Um, because I know the first audio rooms that I looked at, there was a lot of trepidation about even considering going on stage for me. I just, because you see how busy it gets at
Mm.
times. And so being able to find that way to get on stage in a safe spot, and that's how I ended up going on in the first place. Actually, the first time I went on stage was with Melissa Houston.
Another excellent host, amazing host.
Yeah, and she's got that, okay, maybe not early for you, but early for me,
Mm.
Saturday morning show that it's like my 6 a.m. is when she starts, and we're in the same time zone. But
I have to love Americans for your dedication to the medium. I really do appreciate. I think I see Miss Angelica in the audience. Because those in PST, almost every show is super early. Apart from those, anything in daytime is early, right?
oh yeah,
And the nighttime stuff might work. But Americans join rooms at all hours, 4 a.m. Those who want to be there will be there. 5 a.m., 3 nights, literally, I acknowledge. That's why I acknowledge all of everyone who joins my rooms, because I know for many, it's a sacrifice. Sacrificing sleep that's a big price. It's a big price to pay to join my audio events. So I do appreciate all of them who do. Truly, it's good on you. Look, no, I'll tell you a secret, Susannah, which maybe not everyone knows. See, when I started to do audio events on Clubhouse during the pandemic. I found this night. They said I was told to go. I was like, no, I'm not. Over my dead body, I'm not wasting time in that sort of space. People just talking. What's the point of that then? I didn't get it,
right,
right. And that's when I was told that there's weird people, there's strange people, right? There's a millionaire Jim, for example, who does the audience from his bed every time. Why do you do the audio from your bed? So that way he can tell us about how he's making millions doing nothing, from his bed. Of course, when I didn't get it, I was like, that's just dumb, right? But when I look at it now, essentially, that was a brand concept that this person had, right? If I can tell them how easy I make money, they might want to use my method to make money themselves, right? I get it. So eventually, I found myself on Clubhouse, and I thought, I would never talk ever. Not a word ever. So I sat there month after month. And even sometimes you think, oh, should I? No, no one wants to hear what I have to say. What would I say? And what I was just so unsure about the whole thing, right? So I resolved I just wouldn't talk. So it took me about 6 months, probably longer. And this Mark Lobshare, I don't know whether I'm sure you know Mac. He does his social Saturdays. I went to one of his rooms, and he's like, "Andy, just raise your hand, just say hello." I'm like, "No, no, I promise I will never talk. I'm not gonna do it now, am I? Really not, right?" Andy, just come and say hello. I'm like, if I start talking, maybe something dawned on me. If I start talking, I'll never stop.
Right.
And that's what happened. Literally, I said, and I raised my hand, and I spoke, and I thought, this isn't. And I say all this because it's our concept. For us introverts, it's we see this medium, and we see speaking on things on events like this as a mountain. It need not be. In reality, what are we doing here? We're sitting in our space quite comfortably and just talking.
True.
In all the rooms, what do? You're looking at you got your device, go to the computer or your phone, and you sit in the same space, quite comfortable. There's no stage. Then it's just a device, just the same device you had before. So just see it as just a chance to talk. Just be yourself. Let's not elevate the anxiety, which, let's say, you and I have been guilty of that. But now thinking, what if we say it wrong? If you say it wrong, then what? I say it again. If they don't get it, too bad. You said what you thought. So I think that we need to just learn to normalize the process, really, for what it is. There is no stage. There's just
No.
that you are the one with the mic or not. That's all it is, really. They can't see, they can't scare you, they can't do that, they can't even laugh at you because no, everyone's there to help. Everyone's there to support each other, and we're not there. And who wants a whole room full of speakers who don't make sense? No one does. So I think we need to be more sure of ourselves that we have a view, we have a thought, someone that could be someone's salvation. I know that CJ says this quite a lot today. What someone's comment today with someone else's, true solution to the problem. You think that stops them, stops them having the problem that they're thinking of, that they're experiencing. So we have to just learn to just be more confident in ourselves.
And I like one of the things you said when you talk about. Well, first I want to say hi to Angelica because I got to meet her. During that book signing in San Diego. So yeah, it was a wonderful time. I mean, I'm sitting here, it's like, okay, it was just over a week ago. It was a week and a half ago now.
At your book launch.
And it was basically for our first book signing because CJ set it up. You know, CJ, she likes to tinker with things, break them, put them back together, see how they work. And so that anthology went to bookstores, not just Amazon. Went through the system and then had a live book signing. And we had 6 authors there. But when you talk about, too, how you knew that the minute that you started speaking, you wouldn't be able to stop. And what it reminded me is of a lot of the authors that we've worked with who I'm not going to say it was pulling teeth to get them to write, but they're really hesitant about doing it And as soon as they've written and they've completed that first book and that
Mm.
first chapter, they're ready for the next one. They can't stop.
Yeah.
So there's really a lovely analogy between those two.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. No, again, I think that there is, you know, maybe we'll have so much to say. We think so much, or we feel so much, but we don't have the avenues necessary to express some of those ideas, some of those questions, some of those thoughts that we have. And so when we have one window, one opportunity, I think once we experience the fact that it's not as scary as we thought, like once we remove those barriers, those boxes, those limiting beliefs,
Hmm.
we suddenly find that we can share it a lot more. I see this, of course, with my author friends, like you say. You write a book, you write a chapter in a book, and before the book gets published, suddenly you've written another book already. I see this every day. Like, damn, how'd you do that? And those who write a book suddenly have other books already, written, good to go. It's a great thing, I guess, that we, as I don't know whether it's a collective or no, I think it's we know more people who actually have events that elevate other people. It's funny how you suddenly find a different audience, a different family on LinkedIn.
Right.
The more you do, the more the different people you find. And you mentioned the Hounds of Business earlier. I'm saying that, of course, there's a good few other groups out there that support people. Say it's I tell people every day, do more. That way, you can you be in different circles. It's hard to explain the circles because you don't know where they are yet. I know they're there. You find your tribes in different places, right? And when you find them, there's nothing more glorious, more magical than realize you have like-minded friends who believe in the same thing, and those same things being helping other people. As I saw Mike's comment, I'm saying that that's what makes LinkedIn such a magical place. And I say a lot of people
Yeah.
think everyone's the same. So like, they're not all the same. They're just not. you know.
Well, you've got what, eight, probably close. I think it's 800 million people on LinkedIn, of which only 1 or 2% are even active creators and all that. Um, so there's just so much, and considering it's global, look at the uniqueness of everybody. There's something for everybody. That's really it. And like you said, you go you go jump into somebody you've never heard of before just to see what their audio room is like.
Mm,
You find a whole different audience, a whole different world, just
yeah.
in that small group.
Yeah. No, again, this happens all the time. Some people wonder why I go to so many events. Of course, sometimes it's mainly to support our friends, right? But in reality, I guess it's a strategy. I think we always need to expand our network. I say that in the sense that, and I said there's a billion people on LinkedIn, billion users that they tell us these days, right? And it's
Yeah.
always growing, right?
Yeah.
And I think so we have our connections who are the ones that we tend to interact with. And many people don't interact with any of their connections, let alone most of them, right?
Right.
But we must keep finding people who resonate with us, right? And so I learned a very long time ago, that the way to do that is to go to other events. If you go to other events, you meet new people. If you can, sometimes just being there means that they suddenly know that you exist. They exist, right? Suddenly, that's where the synergy starts, right? I tend to follow everyone in every event. So there's no event. I don't go anywhere where I don't know the people in the room, and people will look through their followers later on and send a connection request. Great, right? Now you have these people. Now you have this new people in your network on your connections list. So when you do things like events going forward, you're going to invite them. Now you can talk to them. Now the chance of you being friends is much increased.
Mhm.
So I always do say that LinkedIn is limited. Doesn't make it easy to find events. To find the new events that are on is very, very hard, right? I say I wish I was just one place where all the events are. But there's so many people are
Yeah,
trying to make that easy. LinkedIn doesn't want you to do that. LinkedIn wants you to keep in your silo, keep in your box, stay there. You talk to those same old people. But we have to find the way we break through that is by going to other events, find other events. Some people are very good at inviting you to the other events that you don't know about. And I got friends who invite me. Margaret invites me to everything, but we'll do it for each other. And if I go to an event, they're not there. I'll DM them. Come along, because I come and make some new friends. It's a great thing, right? Also, now one by one, two. Say one, two, three, four new people a day. It mounts up. End of the month, you got a lot of new people, right? You have to do that. That's how you build your network.
right.
And slowly but surely, they will people more people want to interact with you, and then and LinkedIn works like a dream when that happens. Because your network gets to meet some new people as well, and it's just I don't know. It's a circle, virtuous circle of gloriousness, Susanna.
It is. It definitely is its own circle, and so many different things, and it's that chance for people, especially. I see a lot of them that are more specialized,
Mm,
so I kind of know they're not the ones that I'm probably going to go into because the topic is way over my head,
mm.
or it's just not not my bailiwick. I need something different.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah,
I think that's no, perfectly fine. In marketing, we know that there's nothing that's for everyone. So us marketers always talk about knowing your target audience. So for me, my business model is built on targeted, you know, talking to the right person at the right time with the right message. That means targeting, right? It means we're choosing who we talk to, really. Of course, no, in audio rooms and events, even like this live stream, for example, it's hard to know at the initial stage who might be interested.
right,
But the more you do them, the more you begin to see who's interested. The more you begin to create a list of people you know who are showing interest in what you do and in what you talk about and how you help, right? The best place for that for me is the RSVP list. People don't, maybe the way people know or not, I'll tell you. Before every event, I will always DM all of those who came to our last event because they're interested in what we do. That's why they RSVP. Maybe they came or didn't come to the event, but that's why I work at a targeted audience for my clients. Some people think I invite everyone to everything. I don't. I'm very, very choosy. I try and work out who cares about this host of mine, this host topic, the conversation that we want to have. So the more you can do that, then the more results I think you get from your events. I said some people don't invite anyone. That's fine. But because most of us will do it for you. Amazing. The people in the audience.
yeah,
Again, I see more and more people in the. I was in a room last night. I must have got four different messages from that for one room. I'm like, what's going on? The first person said, "There's no one here." I'm like, but I got four messages. Okay, it's filling up now. I'm like, there you go. So they just send the DMs to their friends saying, "Come along, come along." You
right.
know, it's a good thing.
And I've seen a lot of those DMs pop up, whether it's the DM or whether it's even just another LinkedIn post.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of those as well, where it's like, I'm in this audio room and it's amazing. Come join me.
Mm. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. That's a real sense of community, if you ask me.
Uh huh.
It's when it's that's when the value you give to your attendees, your audience begins to spread because then they'll invite their friends, and over time, their friends will invite their friends too. It's a joy.
I think Ollie's got it there. I have to wonder if this isn't you, except all the audio room requests glued to the audio rooms 8 hours a day.
Ah, I do I accept all of them? No, yeah, maybe most of them, right? Most of them. I gotta say, right? You
Hmm.
know, but I can't go to all of them because I have my own events.
Right.
But then again, I said I do work on LinkedIn. I do work on events, so of course I'm gonna go to them. If I can go, I will go because I think it's just it's a nice thing to do. Like I said earlier, it's a strategy to build my network. So it's my interest to go to most of them, as many as I can. And there's some people who are on LinkedIn all day. I wonder how they do it. I really do. I'm not here all day. People might see me. They think they see me all day. They don't. I do take my time to go and spend time with my son, especially at
Right.
least an hour and a half with him every day. So that's just how our evenings go. And sometimes I'm multitasking. Of course, I'm in the audio room, but I'm also somewhere else. So the weird thing about audio rooms and live streams, for example, I don't know if everyone knows this. You can do both. You can't do two audio rooms because LinkedIn will kick you out of one of them. But you can do an audio room and a live stream at the same time. Yesterday I did an audio room and a whole Google Meet meeting with someone, all just at the same time. Yeah. Talking in both.
Yeah. I know I would probably have the way my ADHD goes, I would have a little bit of a problem with that because I would be trying to keep up with everything and probably not keep up with anything.
Yes, yes.
The squirrels would be running.
I'm with you. I think that I guess now you have to know who your speakers are and who your co-host is. And I said I do place a lot of faith in my co-hosts to one to because they're the experts. That's the way I tend to design my rooms. So I can't always be the first responder when someone speaks. And my co-hosts are the ones who they're the geniuses on the topic. So it's their top that it's for them to respond. If they don't respond, then of course then I will respond because I hear a silence. So then I have to respond and say something.
Right.
Yeah, and of course I'm listening, through one ear whilst I'm doing something else. It's just what it is. You find a way to learn. Well, maybe the other thing, Susanna, is a lot of people. It's not a lot. People don't tend to fly wildly with their ideas. If you've heard them once, you have a rough idea what they might say. And it makes it easier to hear what they say. In other words, right?
Right.
So you have to, yeah, I don't have to hear every word to get the idea of what Ollie's going to say. So I know Ollie, and Ollie is consistent. Well, most people are, right? They say now they believe what they believe, and they will share their genius from where they are, right? So I can, you know, within reason, guess what Ollie is going to say. As long as if I hear some of it, then I can fill in the gaps. In other words, right? We learn to do that's sort of tricks I learn to use when I'm multitasking. Yeah, but I'm not online 24 hours every day, my friend. Who can do that?
No, definitely not an option.
See, my friend Lisa, she'll say to you, "My head is here, but my body is somewhere else." She means that she's in a meeting, just logged in. So that's how you look like you're here 24/7, but you're not really.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, the only person who wants people there 24/7 is the algo. So
Yes.
if the algo had its way, we would be here 24/7, keeping it fed. And it's like, Can't do that.
It's a funny world. So this is the only space that we say we get to control, really. Yeah. So let's embrace it. Let's enjoy it, and let's make it work for us. I think that's the main thing, right? Let's make it work for us.
That's really the best approach, because I'm one that I'm not going to spend all my time trying to make sure I post every day, trying to make sure I've hit everybody's post so I can comment every day, because if I do that, and I know my pace, so I'm not the speed demon of the world that can go to a post, pop something in, go to the next one, and go to the next one, and it all makes sense, and it all kind of fits. I'm one who has to think a little bit more.
Mm.
And when you're thinking about what you're saying, because you're putting that thought into it, it's hard to reach everybody. It's hard to hit everybody and then be able to do the rest of life, do the projects that need to be. It's like LinkedIn is nice, but that's not necessarily where the money's coming in.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And it's a job that no one sees us doing. If you host events, I know your DMs are going to be overrun. I
Right.
know you're going to get this posts that you must like every day. It's not one, it's several, and people don't realize that. Maybe they do. They just don't know. They couldn't care less about our pain. But I can't comment on most posts. No, there's a time when I would say to you, send me a DM or DM me your post, and I'll engage. I'll try. There
Mm-hmm.
is a limit to what I can do physically, because I can't do all the posts. Like I said, I can't think about all of them. And so see, there how some posts are always they're deceptive, right? All that one line at the top and then more. It's that more button. It's that more button. I'm just like, do I really want to go there? You press it, you think, no, it's a whole long post. I got to read all of that. So it's time consuming.
It is. I
And
see Paulette's here today too. So
mm, again, someone like Paulette, people don't realize it's the time she spends talking to people every day. I have meetings. And my meetings are. I run a business, so I tend to think. I tend to try and work out who I can work with. Do I want to work with you? Do you have an idea that we can work with? This whole business that we can promote. But Paulette is purely about just being nice, just being there for people. She's a
yeah.
counselor at heart, and I find that remarkable. Why is it getting dark here? The sun's still shining. My screen's having gone dark. I don't know why. I'm confused.
That's okay. Ollie says we need any GPT.
I agree, Oli. I agree. Give me 1 second. Let me turn my side light on. 1 second. 1 second. Any GPT? Yeah. Okay. If only knew how true that was. Really, I'm sure. But the world doesn't know. You know what, Susanna? I don't use
Yeah.
Chat GPT. Never have. Never. Probably never will. Because I truly believe we're cleverer than. I think we're cleverer than AI tools in like generative AI tools. And
Yeah.
I know there's a place for all sorts of AI in the work we do, but I don't need someone to write my posts to write my ideas
Oh
ever.
no.
I'd rather tell you what I think. If I write it badly, you don't like it. Too bad.
But if you look at my two logos now, because I've started my second company,
Mm.
those two logos up at the top, that was created by
Which one? The pink one,
both
or
of them.
that's what
Both
the
of
very
them.
pink, the shine one, or the Susannah Dawn one?
The Shine one, I've had it for a while. I did that earlier this year, and it was very simple. I think I went through 3 iterations of questions and got it. And it's like, I'm not touching it any further. I love it,
Mm.
because move beyond boxes and shine. And it got the spelling right. And then I just finished the other one, because now that I've made Move Beyond Boxes and Shine its own company, it's like I don't want I can't have that as my logo for my my other consulting and
Yeah.
storytelling. So I created that other one and finalized it yesterday. And that again was Chat GPT. Of course,
Yeah.
it's CJ's fault though. So
No, look, like, if it can help you, by all means, right?
exactly.
And I say that because I know your business is not logo design.
No,
Are you with me?
exactly.
It's when people do AI with no talent and claim to be experts in the field. That's what drives me crazy, right?
No, in fact, I'm learning to use it enough so
Mm,
that I can let it blast some stuff for me, like if I'm working on a business plan or something. But
mm,
then let it give me the formwork, but I still have to make sure it's me putting in the stuff, because
exactly.
if it's not me, then Chat GPT is like, no, I've seen too many people go, blast, here you go. And
Yeah.
yes,
Look, it says that if that's what they want to do, again, who am I to judge, right?
yep.
So but again, your service is based on you and your expertise. As I said, if you try and claim you're a storyteller who's never written a story, I can just see the pitfalls. If the AI tool falls down one day, what are you going to do?
Oh, that's what Mikey's saying right there.
Tell your client sorry.
Mikey
My
says
brain disappeared.
don't use it as a dadgum brain replacement. He
Yeah, it's
says,
true. It's true. It's true. It really is true. That's it. That's my point in a nutshell. So, no, well, what do both your companies do, Susannah? I love to turn the interviews on back on my hosts.
okay, because I know we've hit the hour, so if you got the
Mm,
time, I can do that. The basically my what I'm doing is splitting out the everything that I focus on, move beyond boxes and shine. The speaking, the focus on belonging, the writing, the publishing, everything that goes around the importance of moving beyond those boxes, of igniting our awareness so that we can see where we're stuck, how we're stuck, who's got the control, so we can take it back.
mm,
And then take the steps from that point going forward. That's what I do, is speaking, um, workshops, that side. And then this way I can put the rest of my writing, the working with companies as more of a storyteller, maybe marketing, even as I mean, I've been in so many different types of companies, from construction to the
mm.
US Army to sustainability, energy efficiency. I've done so many different things that all of that can kind of go into the consulting, and even part of that is vision boards, aspects that I can do those for organizations separately. So
Brilliant.
I kind of I want them separate because my real focus is move beyond boxes and shine. That's what I want to be on stage, especially focused on women, to stop letting others say this is who we are, what we're supposed to do, and be our authentic self.
Mm,
And that's why CJ, when she coined soul hearted, it's like,
mm.
we're done with heart centered. It's time to be soul hearted. It just resonates me with so much, because that's what I see. Our authentic self is our core. We're stuck in a shell, and as it says,
Mm,
the ashes, dust to dust, the shell's gonna go away, but
mm.
who we are never changes.
Yeah, and if it doesn't come from our soul, if they truly don't want to do or to be that person, it will show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the world, we will be poorer for it. It was so nice to feel like the world is really full of people who genuinely care, are passionate about what they do, and are good at what they do. That means that working hard at your craft. It means being focused. Being authentic. I discussed this in one of my rooms, a couple of weeks ago. what people think it just means, it means just okay, be real. Like, yeah, we get that. What's that really mean, right? It means truly feel what you do, feel what you say. Don't just say it because it sounds good. Don't just try and do it because it looks good. Truly make that who you are. When we can do that, the world's a better place for
Yeah.
our unique gifts, whatever that may be. You know,
And that's being soul hearted. You're
it's
taking it right from the soul, right from the heart, and you're letting it shine. You're instead of letting others hold you back, instead of letting yourself, imposter syndrome and such, hold you back, you step beyond the box, step beyond your fears,
yeah.
beyond your boundaries.
Mm,
CJ, it was beyond boundaries. For me, it's moving beyond boxes, and let that authentic self shine the way it's supposed to shine. It was created. We were created to shine in the first place.
yeah, it's no, look, it is brilliant. Like I said, to find people who share a similar passion for something, for similar things. Again, but a part of me, is thinking we arrive here because other people let us shine. Essentially, they
Mhm.
help us to be ourselves.
Right.
And I think that for me, which I'm hoping the same for you, but something that you can tell us if you want to. It's when you feel that gift from others, inspiring you, motivating you, driving you, that you say, okay, I must share that with other people. I must share what I've learned to others that way they can benefit and they can almost one by one spread that the vision, spread the way of being. It's I think see, maybe I didn't see life coming this way, even 5 years ago. I'm sure I didn't, right?
Right.
I was prepared for a hard graft, just keep grafting, keep working, keep being disappointed. Whereas now suddenly it's like, wow, look at the world, it's ours, it really is ours. And it's a great thing. Yeah. I
It
think I said,
is.
we keep embracing, keep creating, keep winning the Nobel prizes. I know, yeah, I would, yeah, someone will, right? One of us will one day.
There we
It could be CJ, it could be Angelica, it could be Mike for all we know. No, really, I think greatness awaits all of us.
It does. It's time, and that's why I want to see everybody move beyond the boxes that are holding them back,
Mm,
and that sense of belonging.
mm, mm,
That would be the other piece of beyond boxes is belonging in the workplace, so we can put the masks away.
mm. Yeah, I guess sometimes it's other people's spaces, maybe theirs, and sometimes we can't gel with everyone, right?
Hmm.
Again, I said they may work all for us to create our own space and bring other people into the space. Yes, but essentially, we rather than get someone else's home, we create our own home, our own palace. That does lets other people shine. It's a good thing. Yeah. But like I say, our time is now, Susanna. It's a great thing.
Yeah, our time is now, and I'm kind of guessing that since we were only supposed to be an hour, we probably should maybe wrap
Yeah,
this one up.
I think that it's been a beautiful conversation. It really has been.
Oh,
You know,
I've enjoyed it so much, and I want to make sure that as we kind of close it out, you get a chance to make sure everybody knows how to reach you and any last nuggets or anything you really want to put out there for others to know more about Eny.
look, nuggets connect with my friends, and keep supporting each other. That's what I'll say, right? And then don't let those fears hold you back because the fears are just they're momentary and they're most irrational. There's nothing we can't do. So let's get on and let's impact the world. If you have that idea that can truly help people, yeah, the biggest crime would be to keep that in your head until you die. Much better to share that, and even if you only achieve 1% of it, the world will be a better place. Number one, but also the world will flow with your idea. Then someone else can run with it. If you keep it to yourself, never share it, then the world has to start again, right? So be the person who truly helps the world, be the one who makes a difference, and we can only win. I think Susanna's frozen, and that's
No,
cool.
I don't.
I can hear you, but I think our screen is frozen.
Oh well.
I don't know whether it's my screen or your screen. I'm sure it's been both of us screen.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see you moving around much, so
Yeah, I'm dancing
it's one
around.
of us.
They can't see me dancing. They never see me dancing in real life, Susanna, ever.
Don't worry about that. CJ will take care of that for you.
Yeah, so the best way to get to find me is on LinkedIn always. Send me
Yeah.
connect with me. So I love to know what you're doing. I love to know how you help that way. If I need your help, then I would love to call on you. Again,
Hmm.
so that's what one of the hidden things about these communities that we build, Susanna. Where I think we have to learn to use our networks, use our
Yeah.
community and the expertise that we have within us to all move forward together. You know, of course, if you want to come on one of my shows, then again, let's talk about it. I love to elevate people who do great things. So
And I love your shows. So I know I don't always get in there as much, but like we said, we have life to deal with too. Um, but
indeed,
I do every time I do get in there, I love what's going on and watching and seeing what's happening. I got to get up on stage sometime.
get on stage more. Get on stage more. So I would love to hear your thoughts. For sure. And that's otherwise, we do appreciate you being there. No, of course, no, we definitely do. So, keep joining. I said, there's other ways to contribute always. The comments, there's always a good way. If you have thoughts, to add your thoughts to the conversation. And you can say, you can always DM us, the host, if you have an idea you want to share. So, it's a joy, Susanna. It really has been. So I'm rooting for you, and the family, with your anthology. I know your next one is on the way already.
It's underway already. Yep,
I
writing
think,
starts the 1st of August.
I think one of my friends, Lisa Fever, she's part of it already. So that's
Oh
that's
yeah,
a thing.
it was a lot of fun when I saw her name pop up because I know Lisa, but I've never really talked with her. So now I've got a connection, another connection with her.
She's a star. She's a true star. And heart of gold, and passionate about what she does. So I always sing their praises. So no, thank you so much for letting me take up your time on your show. I always appreciate
Oh,
a chance to speak.
I loved
And
it, and it was a great conversation.
thank you
And
so
for
much.
everybody that was watching, it was so much fun having you here. The conversations, the comments, the questions,
Yeah.
exciting. And I will see everybody next week, and I will see you any various places across LinkedIn.
You take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eny.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.